Indiana Pacers star Tyrese Haliburton, his father was suspended indefinitely or for the foreseeable future after getting into the altercation with Giannis. Say the last name for me, Envy.
I'm not saying.
I say Greek
why
freak.
would we attempt to say his last name? His last name looked like something you see on the eye chart at the doctor.
And it's crazy because I wrote it out so I could get it.
Just say Giannis. They know who you're talking about.
Yes, with Giannis. So this was a decision that was made by the Pacers front office, reportedly. Mm-hmm. So the decision was that he will not be able to attend the team's home games or road games for the foreseeable future. And this came from a Pacers spokesperson. They told ESPN this. Now, I'm sure you guys saw all the videos that went viral of Tyrese's dad coming onto the court. Now, Tyrese's dad actually spoke out and explained what happened and what the verbal back and forth was between him and Giannis. Let's take a listen to that.
When I turned, it might have seemed like I was looking at him, but I really wasn't. I was looking through him. That's how I was in the moment. I know it looked like we were looking, like I was staring him down, but it wasn't like that. It was in the moment as if I was looking right through him. And yes, I had the banner in my hand going, and I was yelling, yay! Giannis never said anything to me. I never said anything to Giannis. There was no back and forth. He grabbed my hands. He put his forehead on my forehead, and he said, don't disrespect me. Don't effing disrespect me. And I said to him, I was not trying to disrespect you, which I wasn't. I'm telling you, I did not do that on purpose. I really did not. And then I said to him, I love you. He said back to me, I love you. We patted chest. He gave us a thumbs up, and he walked away.
I don't think he did it on purpose either, but emotions were high, and that's exactly why they say don't make decisions off emotions. Because he made a choice off emotions, and that choice has a consequence, and now he can't watch his son play for the foreseeable future.
Hey, y'all, it's Lauren LaRosa from The Breakfast Club. Sorry to interrupt, but y'all know how I do. So I'm here to talk about Top Dog Law. Y'all hear Top Dog Law all over your radio, and I know by now that if you want top dollar, you should also know this. You gotta call Top Dog Law if it's about your car accident. Don't let these little family lawyers finesse you into a little check. Shouldn't nothing be little this season. Remember, for any serious accident, injury case, Top Dog Law gets you top dollar. So make sure you call today to find out what your car accident, your slip and fall, or your construction accident case could really be worth. And calling Top Dog Law is completely free also. It's free for a consultation. Call Top Dog Law today to see if your case is eligible for compensation with no money down. So make sure y'all go holla at my dogs, no pun intended, over at Top Dog Law. That's Top Dog Law on Instagram and topdoglaw.com. Now, let's get back to The Breakfast Club.
I was confused by the whole situation, and shout to Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal. I spoke to him a day ago, and I was asking him about it, and he was like, well, what most people don't understand is family and friends after the game are allowed to go on the court. That's why he was actually on the court, because you're allowed to go on the court when you're family. And also, I asked him, was it bad? And he was like, nah, it's part of the game. He was like, he was, at some games, and they were yelling, gorilla, ooh, 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 ah. And he was like, it never affected him because it was just part of the game. So he felt like it wasn't that big of a deal. He said family members and friends and yell at you all the time. He didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Well, Shaq talked about that on Inside the NBA. We had that clip as well. People were pissed at Shaq's take. Let's take a listen.
He probably know who his dad is.
Stop it. Giannis said something.
No, because he's on the court in his face.
So what? Everybody on the
you can't
court.
do that.
Yeah, you can.
No,
Everybody
you cannot do that.
Giannis said something to him.
He's an idiot. If you think that's right, you're an idiot too.
Giannis said something to him.
No, that dad is an idiot. And if you think he's an idiot, you're an idiot too.
I
will say that no.
His dad is always on the court.
I will say this.
His dad's always on the court.
He shouldn't be on the court.
Giannis said something to him. He didn't say
came up
nothing
to
to
Giannis.
No, he did not.
No, that's not true. He couldn't have said
walking
anything
in the line
to
behind
him.
his son.
What do you mean walking in the line behind his son? He shouldn't be on the court. He didn't play in the game.
Always on the court.
No, he shouldn't be.
Yeah, people were pissed off at Shaq's take though, and for how he told you that he felt, because they felt like if you watch that second angle where where Tyrese's dad runs out with the tower, whatever that is, and he's the exchange, people were like, that was taunting him, and you shouldn't have done that, even if it's just an excitement, and you shouldn't have been able to do that.
That's an interesting debate that they're having, because all of them are players. They've been players. Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, and Shaquille O'Neal. So Shaq saying you can do that, but Charles and Kenny are saying you can't. I don't know what's true.
Right.
But I know I'm gonna listen to then before I come to my own conclusion.
I think Shaq thing is he's been through a lot worse on the court, so he was like, that's light work. He goes back and forth with people all day long. So that was his take on it when I spoke to him.
But that's a conversation right now, though, and I'm not. I don't watch sports, but when I hear people talk about it, they talk about how the game is a lot different than it was. Like as for they protect the players physically and just what you can say at them from the sidelines and all of that. Way different than when Shaq was playing.
Players be wilding on people, and they should, because people be wilding on the players.
So listen, you went to Shaq house? Was Jess there with the white women?
You know what's so funny? I went to Shaq house, right? And Shaq was like, "Just tell you about the white woman." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes,
Crazy.
"Jennifer, Amanda, Becky, come out." And I'm looking. He's like, "I'm just joking." I'm like, "There was no white woman there."
Why would you go to that man's house knowing that he got random white women just walking around?
Wasn't
You a
your wife
married
with
man.
you?
Thank you, Lauren.
Oh, she was with you?
Yes,
Okay,
we
just
did this
making sure.
podcast, sir.
I'm just making sure.
It took
I am
too
just
long
making
to say
sure.
that.
I was gonna let him. I was letting him go. I was letting him go.
Y'all was in the basement?
Yes.
Wasn't there like a little dungeon, like the R. Kelly dungeon that they described on the documentary?
God damn, Jess.
It was.
It was like a bunch of wood, and it was like the bears and
And
stuff.
the brick. The
And you
bricks
in that
going
dungeon
down.
too?
Scared to go to the
I
bathroom.
was not in
R.
that
Kelly
dungeon.
flew
I
him
was
out.
not.
R. Kelly flew him out.
He did fly me out, but I was not in R. Kelly's dungeon.
He flew you out. Like, how bad was you doing? Why ain't you have to fly you out? What
No,
happened?
that's not the question. How bad was you in the 90s, Envy? You must have been a little bad bitch
Yeah.
to get flown out to Chicago.
No,
No,
by
but
the
you can't
arm.
remember me
Bad
with the
bitch
curly
because he ain't never come for
edges.
you.
I was
You
hosting
sitting
a
at the hotel all
mixtape,
day
and he left
waiting.
me in the hotel. Yeah, he never got
And
me.
you stayed there with your grown ass. You stayed there all day. Waiting on R. Kelly all day at the hotel.
You wonder why Envy just be running around here humming Ignition every now and then for no reason.
Yo, stop it.
I thought you just liked
What
the
in the
song.
faggotry are you talking?
Whoa.
Yo, Envy, that's crazy for this conversation to be happening. You sitting over there in that pink.
This is salmon.
And look, now his face matches.
You were really grown. I never thought about that. Why didn't
I
you
was
just
not
pay
grown.
for a
I
flight
was-
and leave?
I did leave the
No,
next
he
day.
did not. No, he did
The
not.
next day.
He stayed and waited like a good little
I was
bitch.
trying to host a mixtape with R. Kelly. R. Kelly, the biggest R&B artist at the time.
R. Kelly said sit, and that nigga sat. He didn't move. Sit.
It was not
Sit.
like that.
Okay. Wag your little tail.
Wag your little-
You asked the right questions. I never
did.
thought why he didn't just leave.
He didn't want to.
R. Kelly's
He
the
was trying
biggest
to better-
R&B artist.
He didn't
Yes,
want
that's
to.
how it
Starts
starts career.
Envy.
You know, he was trying to bet his career.
You know what? That's the latest with Lauren. Thank you,
Why you
Lauren.
didn't do the doc?
Your mommy and dad
What
let
doc?
you go by yourself.
Surviving R. Kelly.
I didn't survive R. Kelly. I wasn't part of that.
Oh my God. He didn't even survive.
Red, do it again.
He
Red,
didn't
do
even
it again.
get
We ain't
alive.
What in the faggotry are you talking?
He didn't survive.
What do we do? Donkey today,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
Come on, man. And
He
Charlamagne's
killed
not
it.
giving the donkey. He's
killed
letting
it.
you open up the...
Yes.
You are.
open up the.
Yes,
Oh, my
the donkey today belongs to you, the people. Okay, so whoever y'all want to call up and give donkey of the day, feel free. The floor is yours. 1-800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club.
Come on.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Check out video of the full show on Tubi. Free. Classic interviews and more on Tubi every day, all day long, all for free. Just search Breakfast Club and grab your popcorn.